Today is an example of it's got to get worse before it gets better. Joy and I had our acupuncture appointment yesterday, and the acupuncturist did cupping on my back. And man, oh man, I've had cupping before, but what they say with cupping is that the more the stagnation there is in the area, the more it comes to the surface and you feel it. And oh my gosh, even holding the camera up like this, my back is so sore, like way more sore than it's been since the accident. And just really, really grateful that I didn't choose to ignore my instinct to get some treatment, even though the first few days after the accident we were really feeling remarkably well. There wasn't really any pain. Joy had some bruises that she was feeling, but I wasn't really noticing anything in my neck and shoulders and back. And I should obviously know better, because I've seen again and again and again, working my own healing process and also working with clients, that one of the sneaky ways that trauma works in the body is by numbing out the body, numbing out the feelings, so that we don't try to clear it out, we don't try and work with it. And as we do the healing work, as we work with the system, and parts of the body, I call them coming back online, and their body, as parts of our body start coming back online, often the first experience is pain, because we've numbed those parts of the body, and the first thing that we become aware of is the pain that's been stored there. And that's a good sign, actually. In most cases, that's a sign that the numbing is being taken away, that we're coming back into repossessing that part of our body. So what I'm feeling in my neck, my shoulders, my back is a sign that after the accident, there was enough trauma to create kind of an instant shutdown of the system, so that it wouldn't feel what was happening. It wouldn't feel the pain, the trauma. And now that I've been working with the acupuncturist, I've been working on an energetic level, this trauma, this pain can actually start to bubble up, which is great, because it means now that I'm feeling it, it can be healed. You got to feel it to heal it, unfortunately, in most cases. Some people will disagree with me, but my experience has been, if you don't actually feel it, you can't heal it. First thing you have to do is unnumb the area. And when you're in an accident of the seriousness that Joy and I were in, there's always going to be trauma. Even if you don't feel anything. So grateful for the airbags, for the safety systems on the car. But there's no question that there's damage to the soft tissue, especially around the neck and shoulders and back. The joints, shoulders. I noticed in my wrist, where I probably was holding on to the steering wheel, and the impact created some trauma in joints. So definitely some trauma in the system. And of course there's trauma to the nervous system. There's no way you can be in an accident like that and avoid having trauma to the nervous system. And there's also trauma to the more subtle body systems. And so I've been working on an energetic level with the subtle body system. So all of that needs to come out. It needs to be felt in order to be held. No, need to feel it in order to heal it. And that's what I'm feeling today, for sure. My entire back is sore. Not quite painful, but like super sore. Feels like I did a super intense workout and I didn't. So anyway, feeling good that we're on this path of healing and that the trauma is not going to get stuck in the system, because that's the last thing I want, is for the trauma to get stuck in my body, in Joy's body. And oftentimes when there's a traumatic situation that happens, accident, violation, the trauma does get stored. It gets stored on a cellular level, it gets stored in the nervous system, it gets stored in the subtle energy systems, the energy body. And I don't want that for me or for Joy. Obviously, I want us to process the trauma both on a physiological level and on an energetic, emotional level as quickly and efficiently and completely as possible. So we're definitely working it on many levels. Doing our shaking every morning. We shake our sillies out, which is one of the best ways to do it. What's the guy's name? Peter Levine, who created somatic experiencing. He watched prey animals after they had been hunted by a predator and survived. And hey, that's super cool. And he said that what he observed in all of them is that they, after they survive, they shake. You know, you've seen dogs do that when they come out of water. You've seen animals just like, and he realized that what they were doing is they were releasing the trauma from their system. And we don't have that capacity. Most humans, we don't tend to have a way to release trauma from our system. There's so much trauma in the system. There's so much trauma in the world. There's so much trauma that we have to deal with on a daily basis, even if we're not aware of it, even if it's not an acute trauma like an accident. So many things. Just watching the freaking news is traumatic. Seriously. There was a study done about people who watched the news consistently after 9/11, and that they had more trauma in their system than people who were actually in the experience. I don't know the exact details. I can't remember the exact details, but it was something like that. Like, if they watched the news for a certain number of hours, they had more trauma in their system than people who are actually in the buildings and survived. It's like, holy crap, don't watch traumatic news. I mean, yeah, keep them on the news if you want to, but don't watch it all the time. So having ways to release trauma on a daily basis is really good. Shaking, bathing, all kinds of things like that. Meditating, clearing yourself, cleansing yourself. Yeah, so that's what we're doing here, Joy and I. This morning walk has been really good. All right, that's it for today. Peace out.